Krystal Everdeen, and today I want to share with you everything that I crocheted in 2025, starting with this pink cardigan with flower details. I actually made the exact same design, but in yellow, my favorite color, a few years ago, and I thought it would look really cute in pink, so I decided to make this exact same design, but in pink, and I would say that it definitely turned out really cute. I think it looks adorable in this color. I've worn it out and about a couple times, and it keeps me nice and warm. I made it out of size 4 yarn, so it's pretty thick, perfect for these like sunny but chilly winter days here in Southern California, and a great cardigan to wear during the spring as well, since it's a nice pretty pink with flower details. And if you would like to make one for yourself, I actually have a tutorial on how you can recreate this cardigan on my channel, and I'll go ahead and link the original yellow cardigan video down below, as well as a pink cardigan tutorial. But I feel like the yellow one is a little bit more beginner friendly, since it's my first tutorial. I wanted to show you like every single step. I mean, the pink cardigan tutorial is also easy to follow, but it's just the exact same steps, so I just want to let you know. One of them is just yellow and the other one is pink, but I'll go ahead and link both of those down below for you. But yeah, starting off the year strong with this cardigan. Another item I made this year is this crochet poncho, which is funny because I've always loved and worn ponchos pretty much like my whole life, so I'm surprised that it took me so long to finally share a tutorial on how to make one. But yeah, I made this really simple crochet poncho and shared a tutorial on how to recreate it, which I will also link in the description box down below. I made this during the summer, so it's like a pretty lightweight poncho slash cover up, but if you're interested in me making thicker winter worthy ponchos, just let me know. I've made one before, but I just didn't make a tutorial on it. But again, for this one I do have a tutorial on how to make this, and of course with all my tutorials you can make it in any color that you like, just the design itself is what the tutorial is for. So I teach you how to make the entire like cardigan or the entire poncho with like the fringe and stuff. So yeah, again, everything will be linked in the description box down below if I have a tutorial for it. But speaking of crochet projects that I do not have a tutorial for, these drawer liners that I made so that I wouldn't ding or damage the drawers as I put my pots and pans away, as well as this table runner thing that I made as a decoration for Halloween time, just because I thought this was like too plain to have it by itself, so I wanted something like kind of Halloween-y to put there, so I made this. I made the drawer liners with blue and white yarn, which is essentially the colors and like the theme of my kitchen and most of my house, so I wanted that to match, and I think it came out pretty nice. And it was just a simple large granny square, so that's why I didn't think it needed a tutorial, and it works great. It works really great as being like a little cushion for the bottom of my drawer, so it doesn't like mess up the actual like wood of my drawer whenever I put the pots and pans in. So A+ on that. And then a couple more crochet projects that I did not make tutorials for because honestly I was in a rush to make these, okay? I made my very own Perry the Platypus to meet the cast and creators of Phineas and Ferb. I met and created content with the cast of Phineas and Ferb. Yes, that actually happened. It was a crazy cool summer. Honestly, a really cool year. It was pretty epic, not gonna lie. And of course I had to show up with my very own Perry the Platypus, complete with a hat and all. I think he turned out so good. Similarly, I also made a crochet Perry the Platypus keychain, but he's just like a little nugget of a keychain instead of like an actual full-on platypus, but I think that one turned out really good too, and I made it for the premiere of Phineas and Ferb season 5 in LA, which was really cool too. And if you want to see that entire adventure, I did vlog that Phineas and Ferb weekend of meeting the cast and also going to the premiere and making my crochet projects. It was pretty fun. It was lots of fun. I highly recommend you checking it out. And again, that'll also be linked in the description box down below. What do you think, Perry? Additionally, during the summer, I also made this striped sweater. It is this light blue and white striped sweater with like thin stripes. I've made a striped sweater tutorial before, but with like thick stripes, and I wanted to make one thin stripes to see how it turned out. And I think it turned out really good. I love the way it turned out, except for the sleeves. So there are two different ways of making the sleeves, and I think I just explained it in the video, because I do have a tutorial. I actually have a tutorial for this one. There's two different methods to make sleeves. For one of the methods, I did it on one sleeve, and you could see that these stripes are a little bit misaligned actually, but they're definitely better than this one. I used two different methods on two different sleeves, so you can see that on one sleeve where I attached the two pieces of the sleeve together to make it round, all of the stripes are aligned, but with the other method, you can see on the other sleeve that the stripes are misaligned. where is it? It's more seamless, but it's harder to make the lines match up. See how they're misaligned right there? It's funny because, again, it's more of a seamless feel, but it's harder to make the stripes straight, as opposed to this one where you could kind of see more where it's attached right here, but at least the stripes are lined up. So it's kind of like the payoff, or like the give and take, except if you don't mess up this method like me, then your stripes will actually be aligned, but I messed up. So I think I'm gonna have to unravel it and then redo it if it really bothers me. But overall, again, I'm happy with how it turned out. And again, I do have a tutorial on how to make that striped sweater, and I'm pretty sure I explained both of the methods on how to make those sleeves. Also linked in the description box down below. And then moving into Halloween time, I shared a video on how I made a crochet witch hat, which again turned out really good, but it took so dang long to make. Originally, this was my original plan. My original plan was to make my crochet witch hat because I needed it for an event or something. I didn't really have time to make a tutorial on it. Plus, I made it using black yarn, and whenever I use just black yarn for a tutorial, it's really hard to see the steps and the stitches and stuff, and people complain all the time that they can't see anything. I'm like, okay, well then I can't share any crochet tutorials or projects using black yarn. So I guess, I'm gonna have to make this crochet witch hat for myself, and then if I want to make a tutorial on how I made the witch hat, I have to use a lighter color. But I ended up making the crochet witch hat, and it took so long and it was so frustrating and annoying that I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna make a full-size witch hat again. So I actually made a miniature witch hat using the exact same steps but just on a smaller scale. So that's why I wouldn't necessarily say that my video on how I crocheted a witch hat is a tutorial. It's more like a guide to give you an idea of how to make your very own crochet witch hat. So yeah, again, it's the exact same steps. It's just I just made a tiny mini one. But you're gonna see that it's super annoying to make a crochet witch hat. But if you're interested in learning how to, or get an idea of how to make a crochet witch hat, have that video for you to hopefully help you out, give you an idea how to make it. You'll probably make it faster than I did because I didn't have any guides or tutorials or anything at all. I was just making it up as I went along, which is, again, another reason why it takes me so long to make things, because I'm just figuring out as I go along. And then another little thing that I made during Halloween time was this pair of Freddy Fazbear ears, or this headband that has crochet ears as well as a crocheted little top hat to represent Freddy Fazbear from Five Nights at Freddy's, because I was invited for an early preview walkthrough of the Five Nights at Freddy's house at Universal Studios Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I definitely want to dress up. I want to wear a Freddy Fazbear inspired outfit for this really special opportunity to walk through the Halloween Horror Nights maze completely empty. Not only did we get to walk through it when it was empty, but we were escorted by the Universal Studios team and the creator of the mazes, which was whoa, this is really awesome. So he was able to point out all of the details and stuff. It was really cool. And again, that is something that I also have a vlog about. So that will also be linked in the description box down below. I actually did quite a few vlogs this summer / Halloween time. I'm quite proud of myself, but then towards the end of the year, it just kind of fell off. But hopefully, again, in the new year, lots more crochet related videos, lots more videos in general, and hopefully more vlogs as well. It did get crazy at the end of the year, so that's why the videos have been scarce. But my goal for 2026 is to focus more on YouTube, so you'll be seeing a lot more of me, whether it be crochet or nerdiness or both, like this pair of the platypus. Lastly, one of my favorite creations of the entire year, this crochet spiral sweater. I think it turned out so dang good. I wanted to make something kind of Halloween-y for Halloween time, although I think I actually shared the tutorial on this in November. Because again, it takes a long time not only to crochet it and figure out what you're doing, but also to do it while filming it and then editing it. It just takes a long time. So anyway, I went ahead and shared this fall / early winter. and it turned out amazing. I love this sweater. I'm so glad that I was able to add it to my wardrobe. There's a lot of projects where I make it and then I unravel it, or I like never wear it, but this is something that I wear. This is something that I wear a lot. The poncho I wore quite a few times during the summer, and then I wore the striped sweater like twice. So a decent amount of projects this year that I actually genuinely added to my everyday wardrobe. Whereas like the crochet crop tops that I make, I only really wear them like once during the summer. But these sweaters and cardigans I've been wearing a lot this summer. So maybe, I think next year I'm going to try my best to wear more of my crochet projects, just because I like don't. So yeah, 2026 is the year where I wear my creations more often. Anywho, crochet spiral sweater, love the way it turned out. I love the flare sleeves, I love the fit of it, I love the colors, I love the design. Everything about the sweater, love it. Except actually no, there's one thing I did not like. So I miscalculated a little bit on the stripes and ended up making this one too thick, because this side ended in a row of black and this side ended in a row of black. When I attached the two pieces together, it was 2 rows of black instead of being black and white, and that bothers me, but I'm not going to unravel literally the whole thing to do it again. But that's the only thing I do not like. Like, this part is thicker than the rest of the project, and it's annoying, but maybe I will fix that. That's actually pretty annoying. But anyway, other than that, I love it. Turned out really, really good. And again, I do have a tutorial for it on my channel. And I don't know if I would say it's beginner friendly. It depends on like how beginner you are, but I do have a beginner friendly tutorial on how to just make the spiral if you are interested in that. Again, everything that I mentioned here today, I will leave it linked in the description box down below. And yeah, that was pretty much everything that I crocheted in 2025. There probably were some other like smaller crochet projects here and there and like gifts that I gave throughout the year, but nothing significant that I could really remember or have like photos and video evidence of. But yeah, that was pretty much everything I crocheted in 2025, and I'm looking forward to crocheting some more really fun projects. I'm actually working on one right now, so technically I did crochet another project. Well, I crocheted pieces of another project that's going to debut in early 2026, and I will show you a little preview. I'm really into like celestial style stuff, so here's a little preview of what's to come, but I don't want to show you too much. Okay. Stay tuned in 2026. Again, if you're interested in recreating any of the crochet projects that I said I have a tutorial for, they'll all be linked in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you love crochet, please go ahead and check out the rest of my channel. I have so many crochet related videos ranging from beginner friendly tutorials to more advanced, to crochet with me, crochet ideas, and so much more, along with a little mix of nerdiness and vlogs. So if you love Disney, Universal, theme parks in general, stay tuned for more entertainment related videos and vlogs as well. That's what I am all about, crochet and nerdiness. Thank you so much again for watching. Don't forget to click that red subscribe button if you have not already, so I can see you next time. Bye! And have a magical day. Happy New Year!